It's that time of the week again. Get the headset on and let's talk about fishing on Bayside Radio. I think there's something very pleasant and pleasing and satisfying about catching a fish by design. Nothing wrong with casting out and getting anything that comes along, of course, but I do always get that extra sense of satisfaction when I set my stall out to catch a particular fish and then I do so. Obviously, the first thing is that fish has to be in that particular venue. When it comes to sea fishing, if you want to target cod, go in the winter. If you want to target bass, the summer. You will catch both species at different times of the year, but of course, you will increase your chances, likewise, as I've just said, by going for those species at those particular times of the year. And if you're going for coarse fishing, if you want to maybe catch a crucian carp, which are quite, well, they're not common now, they're quite rare. True crucian carp are quite rare now. So if you want to catch one, first thing you have to do is find out where the crucian carp are and then fish that particular place. So the fish has to be there. And then, of course, you talk about the baits and the tackle and the approach and whereabouts you fish, maybe even what time of day you fish as well. So they're all ingredients that go into the mix. And even then, you'll never totally eliminate catching other species, but you can focus a lot more when you tick all the boxes rather than just buying a pint of maggots, casting out with a float, size 18 hook. That way you'll catch anything that swims. But if you wanted to go for, say, a big bream, then maybe gravel pit at night on a plateau, on a bar or something like that, one of the features out there with a particular bait, maybe a boilie, fishing carp style, and the chances are you'll be able to catch a bigger bream with a lot more ease than if you may be fishing a small pond with maggots where there might not even be any big, and that word's always relative, of course, might not be any big bream in there. I mentioned about targeting specific fish on the radio just now, well, earlier today. And here I am with a tench on the menu. I've been here a while, but I have hooked into my target species. It's been very quiet. Let's hope I can get this one in the net on the bank and in front of the camera. Here we go. It's got plenty of weed wrapped around it, but that's okay. I'll get that off, and in due course, I will show you the fish. It's back in the net and ready to return to its watery home. It's fairly shallow here, so I'm going to just slide the fish over the net, and there it goes, finding its way back into the deeper water. I had to wait 3.5 hours for that particular fish, but good things come to those who wait. The hook length is now about 2.5 feet long because the shot, I'll show you that in a moment when I get it set up ready to cast out again, but the shot has moved up the line due to the weed that I got, well, wouldn't say tangled in, but had an encounter with. But I was always in the driving seat, and it's always nice, isn't it, when it's been very slow indeed and you get that first fish on the bank. Will it be the only one though? I've still got an hour or so, maybe a couple of hours of, left of fishing, so we shall see. Right, let's get this sorted and I'll show you the setup. It's quite breezy now and fairly chilly as well. Doesn't feel like the second week of June. That's the rod, the reel. I do go through the brand names in the blog post, but the business end £6 line, half-ounce lead, there's the bead, and the shot I was making reference to just now, that's been restored to about 8 inches from the hook, size 10, a grain of sweet corn, and I'm fishing over brown crumb and corn. I was talking to a couple of anglers when I arrived. They were leaving, been here for a good number of hours actually, and they had only caught a few fish between them, said that it was very, very tough going. And while I was here, just started, someone else passed by and said, I don't want to dampen your enthusiasm, or words to that effect, but there was someone here last week all day, didn't even get a bite. So, like a lot of waters, there will be times when it's fishing its head off, other times when it's a real struggle. But that's the nature of the beast, isn't it, when it comes to angling. So all in all, just that one tench so far, but at least I'm not a blanker.